Good day, everybody. I'm Shmee, and I normally make guides for Path of Exile's Ruthless mode, but I've been on a break in Standard League because I wanted to do nothing but play Blight League all day long. Just to be clear for all of my normal Ruthless viewers, this is an Atlas build that only works in Standard League. If you're a Blight League enjoyer like me, it will make the perfect escape character for if Ruthless gets too frustrating. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it creates the most fun experience possible for farming endgame Blight content. If you want to play as much Blight League as possible, farm up heaps of currency and gear without ever having to chat in trade, and accumulate large amounts of oils and blighted maps either for you to use or to sell, I have the perfect Atlas build for you. You see, in the most recent patch, us Blight enjoyers were given a gift, Cassia's Pride. With this keystone, we can turn Blight encounters into a true tower defense game. Except that the Atlas isn't actually active on blighted and blight-ravaged maps, so it doesn't matter how much we tech it. We're still going to be taking on endgame Blight content the same as every other player. In that case, we might as well just cheese the normal Blight encounters in our maps, and boy does this build trivialize every single Blight encounter you find. The thing that I noticed involved Cassia's Pride. With this keystone, we can heavily lean on the towers when we run into Sister Cassia in our maps. If you also get these two small passives, you're reducing the cost of building and upgrading those towers by 40%, which is nice. But if you want to push it into true insanity, you're going to also take the Wandering Path keystone, doubling the effect of those small points and reducing the cost of building and upgrading towers by a total of 80%. With this combination, you can immediately spam level your towers up to level 4 at the very beginning of each encounter. And on top of that, Cassia's Pride ensures that your towers easily get the job done on their own, which leads to hilarious but successful strategies. You may be worried about losing the notables, but the reality is that with the Wandering Path combination, you end up with a higher chance to run into Sister Cassia than without it. In fact, she's so common, you just open maps expecting her to be there. And it doesn't hurt your loot either. In fact, you get more loot this way. Without Wandering Path, you end up getting far fewer of those blight chests from each lane in your encounters. You're also doubling the effects of all of the quantity circles with this build, which gives you even more loot, and not to mention, you're literally never going to lose a normal blight encounter ever again. So you'll get all the loot every single time. Oh yeah, by the way, this character, that's my league starter for Standard League. I've been at endgame for 2 days. Most of that was spent unlocking this Atlas build. So really in just 1 day of endgame farming, I've gone from a broke, new to endgame league starter to having all of this. And it's not just the currency. I've blown tons buying maps from Kirok. Look at all the blighted maps and oils that I've collected. If you want some easy blight farming, you want to play blight all day long, and you want to have fun playing with bizarre level 4 tower setups, here's how you do it. When you unlock your Atlas, you're going to start by taking this left-hand path out of the tree. But instead of developing that full cluster, you're going to keep going upward until you hit the fungal bloom cluster. But don't take the final notable unless you're willing to use an orb of orb of Atlas regret. Then keep moving up and take Cassia's Pride. Then move into the Quant Circle and take Wandering Path. As soon as you have Wandering Path, then develop the Blight Tower cost small passives down here by the very start of your Atlas. And now, Blight League is hilariously easy. After this, you're going to want to develop the left to upgrade your Blight chests. Then you're going to want to move upward, filling in all except for the notables in the Blight Spawn cluster, as well as this Distilled Fungus cluster. Then fill in the quant circles, and you can take whichever inward path you want, Essence, Harbinger, or Harvest. Go ahead and skip the chance to get a free Blight craft. I've been doing this build for a full day, and I haven't seen a Blight craft once, nor have I particularly cared to use it. You can also skip this one point that increases monster damage taken. It's up near Cassia's Pride, because you're just not going to need it. If you're interested in also adding Alva and Temple incursions into your maps, you can instead take a slightly different path. First, you can cut through the incursion cluster on the center left, and second, you can cut through the incursion pack size when you go up into the quant circle. Each one of those moves takes one more Atlas point total, but it does greatly boost incursions. As for me, I'm putting points into Delirium for now, but honestly, my Atlas build is done and I no longer care. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I'm going to head back and spam maps to farm as much Blight League content as I can. If you're interested in seeing some of the standard League Blight content, please let me know in the comments, but otherwise, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care, Exiles.